a great time again to tell you more about what BTV is all about right now. Another thing that we also focus on is that we want to change the mindset of students on how they see education. We want to change the mindset of teenagers on how they value education, or let me say knowledge. Right now, this is what we do. I'm taking my time to explain this so that people that have a misunderstanding about what BTB stands for will begin to have clarity, as possibly they can come join hands together with us, partner with us, so we can continue to make this go as wide as possible. Now, one of the things that we intend to do in the educational system is this: a lot of people's mind has been built on education to finish and get a job, just like I said in the previous video. Now, what is education? What even brings about education? Education is a formal means of getting knowledge, right? The school we go to, and all of that. It is a formal means of getting knowledge. Now, this education, there's the way our mindset was built with this education to make us believe or feel that you go to school to get educated. So when you grow up, you're done with your university, your master's, your PhD, you now right to apply for a job. I listened to Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He said, you spend 6 years in secondary and primary school, another 6 years in secondary school, making it 12 years. You spend average of 4 years in the university. That makes it 16 years. Then you now spend 1 year in your youth service. That makes it 17 years. And probably if you intend to do masters, mostly it's 2 years, right? So plus 2 years of your life, that makes it 18, 19 years for someone that do masters, right? 19 years. Okay, but let's stick to the average youth. When you're able to finish your degree program, your first degree, you like to relax, and okay, so that is 17 years. From primary school to your university and your youth service, 17 years. Now, all of these years of your life that you spent on learning, the time you spent on learning, the money you invest in education, and everything, the stress, the whatever you all give to it, the first thing you do is that you write to apply. Now, this is what I got. I listened to someone I see as a mentor online, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. I was really thinking about this thing. Do we really go to school to come and become to come and become employees, or we go to school to come and create jobs or to solve problems? If everybody is going to school to become an employee, then who will become the employer? I begin to see the reason why we have issues of job employment in the country. And most time we blame the government for doing this and all that. Through Dr. Olumide, I also come to realize that it's not the job of the government to provide employment opportunities for us. It is our job to provide the jobs for ourselves. But it's the job of the government to provide an enabling environment where our creativity, our productivity, our potentials will find a place to thrive and become fertile in such a way that it will make impact in the lives of the citizens in our society. Now, that makes me to think, so where actually this problem is coming from. And now I discovered that the way our mindset was wired to picture education look like is where the major problem is coming from. Until we're able to re-engineer our mind, until we're able to reset our mind towards how we picture or we see education, we'll continue on the same way. That is why today we have there was a day I saw a PhD holder on social media trending that he's crying to government. He finished PhD, spent money and time, he does not have a job, because the mindset was built to go to school and get a job, not to go to school and create a job. So that is why we have more of job seekers than job creators. And that is why we have high level of unemployment in the country. So how do we deal with that? So I don't feel like from the youth and above, The mindset has been there already. That's what is dealing with us. But for the teenagers, they are still growing up. It means there is hope to change their mindset towards how some of these things has been looked on. Now, helping them to discover who they are, what they can do, what they can create, what they can make. Now, open their eyes to see why they go to school. Open their eyes to understand that they go to school to get knowledge, not to go and get good grades, no certificate, but to get knowledge to come back and solve problems that we are currently facing in the society. That is what the Western world are doing, or that is what they did. And that's why you see a lot of Africans rushing to the Western world while leaving our problem unsolved. And we fail to understand that our problem cannot be solved if we keep running away from the problem. China had a problem. What did they do? They faced the problem, they dealt with the problem, and today the attention of the world, including the US, is on them. But we Africans, we are so weak that we know the problem, we discover the problem, and we refuse to solve the problem. Meanwhile, we're now rushing to the nations of those people that they fought and they dealt with their problem. There we go there and become their slaves, leaving our country with the problem that we left it. Now, let me tell you something. The more we leave this problem, the more it continues to be bigger and bigger and big. So it's high time for us to see how we can begin to change these narratives. And my hope, my prayer is that all the things that we've been having sessions with, that we have a change of mindset of what education looks like. We have a change of mindset on how they see themselves, because I have some reviews from these students on they've understood, they have a different narrative of what they thought about themselves. Now they understood they can and they are willing to do it. These are the things that we're pushing forward in BTB. We want to make sure that they did not grow up with the same mindset we grew up with. So, BTB is not all about motivation. And we need to do this thing as soon as we can, because the problem is still there. It's not yet solved. If not, the brilliant student that we have, the talented youth and teens that we have, the moment have a look on this. There's something Ibrahim Traore said. If you want to host any entertainment show, the Western companies and all, they don't mind government, they can sponsor you. But once they discover a potential of creating something in you, the only thing they'll say, don't worry, we'll take you to our country, we'll provide everything you need, your whatever, you'll be taking care of it. You go there. Now, you go there and create all these things and make their country better, while in our country we're still the way we are. So we need to find a solution to this. We need to find a solution to this. So that is one of the things that BTB is coming, or we are doing in the lives of these teens, to make them rediscover themselves, to understand some of these things, to see these things as problems, to see the reason why we keep complaining every day there's no job. Now tell me, when you go on the street today, you see graduates, university graduates doing POS. Do you go to school to get knowledge to come and be operating POS? I'm not saying it's bad, don't misunderstand me, but I'm saying we can do more than that. But if our mind is not open to learn, to do better than what we're doing, we'll continue to follow like that. I mean, that same POS was not created by you, or was not made by us. It was made by somebody. How are we going to continue like this? For how long are we going to keep blaming our government for something that we on our own we can do? A big shout out to that black man for what he is doing. He's trying to make. I saw when he did something before. He saw a boy very talented with technology, putting some stuff together to do some things. You know, what he did was that he gave him a scholarship to go to China to go and learn more, come back and start building. These are the things that we were looking for. It's high time that we stop sending students to the Western world to go and study. It's time we build our own nation, that people from outside the country, they will see the value we have and will be willing to come, just like the way we are willing to go. If their country is not as good as it is, we will not feel the need to go to their country. So until we make our country has value, we will continue to become slaves in the nations of people that should be looking up to us. That is what BTB stands for, not motivation. Thank you.